Hey everybody, I'm Captain Zeus and welcome back to BP Fun. In today's video, I'm going to be going over some Star Wars news that's dropped recently, and it's mainly in response to the comments made by Amandla Stenburg about the cancellation of the Acolyte series. So don't forget to like and subscribe for more nerdy content just like this, and click the bell to be notified whenever I post some Star Wars news. I do apologize for the delay, life's been crazy. Now I will say, I think it's like an 8-minute video that she posted. It could be longer. I only watched 8 minutes of it. For the most part, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. A lot of people are doing responses to this, and understandably so. This show being canceled isn't surprising. It goes from the poor writing and canon breaking to the lazy cameos at the end to try to keep people invested, and just the terrible promotion, or lack thereof really, from Lucasfilms. Like, Lucasfilm didn't promote it that well up until the 3 weeks going into the series release. And the only promotion that we saw outside of just the regular trailers was Leslie and Amanda talking about it being the gayest Star Wars show, about them just talking about making Star Wars super gay, obviously joking, but it's not exactly what a lot of fans want to see. And throughout this show, people were watching it, giving it a bit of hope, right? They were wanting it to have the benefit of the doubt because this show takes place before the Skywalker saga. It's during the end of the High Republic. It's a new era for casual fans, and visually, this has absolute unlimited potential. I was extremely hyped going into the show, not knowing what was happening. Really good cast, visuals looked fantastic, so the hype was there. The issue was poor writing. That's really what killed this show. Absolute garbage writing and agenda pushing as well, if we're going to be completely honest. By episode 3, if you were still interested, well, I'd say 40 to 50% of people dropped off at the end of episode 3, and it shows because statistically, after episode 3, it dropped out of the top 10 shows being watched at the time, and it didn't peak back up until the finale, which ratings-wise became the lowest rated Star Wars series to date for a finale, which isn't surprising, again. And Amanda comes on and she talks about how the reason why it failed was not because of poor writing, it was not because of agenda pushing in the show, it was because of the alt-right. Now, I'm not alt-right by any means, okay? I go into shows and movies that I'm interested in with an open mind, trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. And I know a lot of people, especially in Star Wars or just in general, are like that. Not a lot of people are super alt. Now, of course, no matter what you're making, you're gonna get people that are gonna be hating on it. It's bound to happen. You're never gonna make everybody happy, especially with this Disney era of Star Wars. But her comment was, the reason why I failed was not because of any of the issues I've already mentioned, it's because the alt-right and all the hatred coming in. She said she knew the show was gonna get canceled before it even aired because they were getting so much hatred, which is bullcrap if I'm gonna be completely honest. Everybody was hyped about the show going into it until we started to see those promotional interviews with Amanda and Leslie that made people lose interest. Conceptually, it was looking good. The cast, again, was looking great. I didn't see that much hate going in up until like the last 2-3 weeks heading into the show, and that's when all the stuff dropped. And she kept saying vitriol a lot, which I know it just means like bitter criticism, but man, she just loved that word like crazy. I feel like somebody told her to use that when she was talking. It was like her go-to. It just didn't make sense why she made this video. Granted, she's also the same one that made that twerking video, hating on everybody who was dissing the show because of how garbage it was. Her and Leslie were over here blaming white men and blaming anyone that don't view the world as they do as the reason why this show failed. And that's not the case. Again, there's gonna be people that are gonna be unhappy with the show no matter how you make it. Even the stuff Dave Filoni makes, people are still unhappy with. It just happens. I do want to add as well, Amanda also in an interview with Trevor Noah talked about how she wanted to make white people cry and how she said that was the goal. And it's super weird how this is not the first time someone Disney has hired has said this. She may have been joking about it. I mean, it's not really something to joke about, but also the director of the upcoming Rey movie has said the exact same thing in an interview, how she said making white men cry is the ultimate goal. And it's super uncomfortable, the fact that Kathleen Kennedy has hired people who are saying the similar things in recent Star Wars projects. So there's got to be a trend here, and it's not the alt-right that's the issue. But the reason why this failed isn't that. It's because it's just straight garbage. Now, if some of you guys enjoyed the show, hey, that's awesome. Good for you. There was some good elements in there. The action, choreography, the visuals, and some of the characters were enjoyable. Do not get me wrong, there were some things I did like about the show. But as a whole, it was just not that good. And I think it's just ridiculous that not once, but twice, she blames the same group of people for the reason why the show is failing. She did it at the halfway point when the show was dipping in numbers like crazy because of episode 3 and 4. Well, 4 really picked up a bit, if I'm gonna be completely honest. And then she's doing it again here at the cancellation of the show. Even Leslie knew that the show was gonna get canceled. I did a video not too long ago about how 2 to 3 weeks before the show's release, it was canceled. Everyone knew the show was gonna get canceled. They knew how bad it was, but they put so much money into it. They were gonna test the waters to see if it was gonna work, and it didn't work. And you know what? I'm glad the show's canceled. It's a shame though, because it had, again, so much potential. The potential was limitless. I'm saying it a ton. I apologize, but this could have been the best Star Wars show ever, and it is worse than the Book of Boba Fett. Anyways, what did you guys think about the news about the Acolyte getting canceled? What do you guys feel about these comments from Leslie and Amanda talking about the reason why the show had failed is because of white men and people of conservative viewpoints? Which, if I'm going to be completely honest, they're not the only people upset about this show. Please let me know in the comments below. I'm Captain Zeus. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.